What's going on, guys? It's David here from Nico, and today I'm going to be interviewing Bob from Questflow. They are in the current Near Horizon incubator cohort, and we're going to get to learn a lot about what they're building today. So I'll pass it over to you, Bob, and we'll
Great.
just start with some intros.
Yeah, first, thanks for having me. And my name is Bob, co-founder and CEO of Questflow. And what we're building is a multi-agent orchestration protocol where we put multiple AI agents together and ask these AI agents to take actions autonomously on chain.
Love it. And I've been experimenting a lot with multi-agent workflows, so I think
Nice.
we'll have a lot to nerd out about today.
Great.
Awesome. So I guess to start, what was the catalyst for Questflow to decide NEAR was an interesting blockchain to build on for your use case?
Yeah, I mean, the obvious point is, Ilya's background is like really deep in AI, and we don't want to like catch the trend, like, because a lot of people are talking about quote unquote AI chain,
Yes.
but I think NEAR is the only one that's actually an AI chain, like from the very beginning.
Yes.
So that's why we choose to work with NEAR. And the other thing is, I really like the NEAR's vision on like chain abstraction, bringing the kind of like everyone, like the Web2 folks into Web3. And this is also my background because I used to be a product manager working for a startup based in Bay Area, and like it's pure Web2.
Yes.
And that's kind of like where we want to do, like bring regular people or regular folks into Web3, and they can just use the product, as an AI product, and there's everything beneath it. It's on chain.
Yes.
So yeah,
Love it. And I think the evolution of the AI side of things, there's been so much progress with the LLMs, and then this year has really all been about the AI agents.
Yes.
And figuring that out, there's been huge unlocks around function calling, and that has sort of transitioned into some really, really cool things that are possible on chain.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear from your perspective, maybe how you see the space evolving and what you guys are focused on.
Yeah. So I mean, actually, like AI agent is a very like old topic. Like if you're in AI, you probably already know the agent topic. Like 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, people are talking about it. But I think right now, finally, the reasoning capabilities, the function calling capabilities, they can actually finally do things for you in terms of taking actions and getting things done in real life.
Yes.
And what we are focused on is really on action taking. And the action that we are talking about are not just Web3 actions.
Okay.
We are also working on a lot of quote unquote Web2 ones. So for example, we are integrating with Notion, Twitter, Airtable, Google Docs, Google
Yes.
Sheets, all these tools that you're using on a daily basis. And we want AI agents to actually do things for you in terms of posting on Twitter automatically, which is a simple one.
Yep.
But more complicated ones can be helping to build websites, automatically posting your blog posts for you, et cetera. So these are the things that we are very excited about, that AI agent can actually do things autonomously. And the second part is more, once these AI agents have the capability to do things, then they need to get paid.
Right.
And Web3 is the perfect way for them to get paid, because they are virtual, and how they get paid should be kind of like in the digital world as well.
Yeah, and I know for me, when we first started like experimenting in the AI space, we built a mobile app. Really was just focused on letting people use all of the frontier models on one experience.
Yeah.
And the crypto component for us was like, well, we want to like reward users. They're providing data, like kind of an exchange there. But I was like a little bit sus about like crypto AI agents.
Yeah.
And that was until I started to think about like KYC and all of the things around transferring value
Yes.
between non-people.
Yeah.
And that was like a big light bulb moment for me. I was like, okay, yeah, if I want an AI agent to transfer a penny or $1 million,
Yeah.
the way to do that across borders, between agents,
Yeah.
is blockchain.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm curious kind of what your take is on as far as like the primary value adds when we look at integrating a blockchain stack into like the agentic experience.
Yeah, for us, it's mainly two things. One is, like you said, like it's about autonomous profit sharing to all these AI agents. Because if you're in the agent space, you know that all these agents are charged by usage, basically. Every time they are, outputting a token or doing an inference, they are getting charged. But on the other hand, if you're using a Web2 way of paying them, they are based on credits. So every month or every week, they have a payout period. It's very complicated. And it's very hard to maintain a system that on one side, it's getting charged every time you're using it. But on the other side, it's getting paid, every week or every month. So for us, we're like, okay, autonomous profit sharing sharing is the perfect way that we can integrating AI with blockchain in a way that all these AI agents are getting paid in real time with a lot of microtransactions going on. So that's, I think, number one. And number two is, I think AI agents is very different from all the old software ways of doing things, because software used to be like, hey, it's just software and it's static. But AI agents is actually evolving with the user.
Yes.
So not only you can use AI agent to kind of like getting things done, but also the AI agent is learning how the user is using them along the way. So another way of implementing like blockchain with AI is you can kind of own a piece of the AI agent. That's I think like a lot of people are very excited about, especially these couple weeks. The virtual protocol did a pretty good job on base that create AI agents on chain.
V2, like the VTuber.
The
really
V2
cool.
is it's very cool. And what I'm thinking about is, hey, like if they can do that, then for us in the multi-agent framework, we can add more utility into these AI agents. They can be more autonomous. They can learn things along the way, and then you can also own a piece of it before the AI agent becoming kind of useful for you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, these are the two main things that we think about.
And most people probably aren't too familiar with the concept of a multi-agent workflow. So let's talk about that at kind of a high level. What does that mean?
Yeah, so there are two ways of doing AI agents. The number one way is you have a single like large language model, and then you add a bunch of things on top of it, like function calling or tool using. The other way of doing this is you have a bunch of AI agents. They kind of verticalize into a specific sector in terms of, one is an AI lawyer, one is an AI scientist, one is an AI developer. And then you can put them together in a quote unquote agentic workflow, and they can just do things one by one together. The second form is kind of like an experimenting phase, but at least like for now, a lot of research shows that these AI agents, if they are working in a group, they can perform better with like less money, basically.
Yeah, and that's certainly what I found in playing around and building in multi-agent workflows. I think the really cool thing is the specialization. When you try to use like one single LLM to do all of these things, it kind of gets not so good at a lot of stuff. Like all of the prompting in the middle, can start to really wash out. And so very specialized agents where maybe they have, of course, their own prompting, but also their own set of tools. Their own set of function calling tools. There are maybe different reg implementations based on specific use cases. When you start to isolate that and think of it just like a team, a software development team, or any sort of traditional workforce, it makes sense that agents would perform in a similar manner.
Yeah. They should have, at least like to, based on our experience, they should specialize in a specific domain in order to perform better results. Just imagine that if you're hiring like a product team, the product team there has product managers to write the documents, you have developers to write the thing, you have designer to design the UI. It should have a kind of divide and conquer approach to this multi-agent workflow. So for us, like we're really excited about this. And also that's a great way to implement blockchain, because all these AI agents should be able to get paid every time they are working. And that's also why, like in Questflow, all these agents will have their own wallet. And every time they are working with each other, they are basically getting paid as well. So it's very similar to like in real life, right? You hire a team, all these team members work together, and they are getting paid individually. And you can either be a founder of this team, or you can be kind of like an investor of this team.
Right. So how, as far as the user side goes, if I want to start onboarding multi-agent workflows through Questflow, what is that process like for me?
Yeah, so there are two ways of using a product. One is like the consumer application sector. You can, very similar to ChatGPT, you can just go to app.questflow.ai. We already have the UI built out. You can just chat with it. Everything is in natural language. So for example, you can say, hey, send me a reminder of NEAR's token price. Every time it's like 10% increase on a daily basis, and push that to my Telegram. That's one multi-agent getting together and start working. So we can already do that, and everything is in natural language. And another way of using our product is we also allow you to integrate as an API. So you can turn an AI agent Swarm into an API service, and you can call it from other third parties.
Love it.
Yeah, one of the latest collaboration that we did is with a phone called Jumbo Phone. It's actually a Solana phone, but it doesn't really matter, because underneath it they have kind of their version of Siri that they want to use AI to orchestrate different things within their app, within their phone, and they are using our API on the back end to do the same thing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And as far as where you see the space going, I guess we can start on just the AI side, and then we can transition more into the AI crypto. But what are some of the big themes you see coming into the new year? Like multimodal, maybe the speech is evolving. What are some of the unlocks that you see with some of that technology starting to get really good?
One thing that we are excited about is if you have seen the O1 preview version, it's pretty much more sophisticated approach to chain of thoughts. For us, it's more like a graph of thoughts in a way that you have multi-agents. Every time they're taking an action, they're kind of reasoning along the way. And it is not possible, like even before, I think, August.
Yeah.
Because it's just technically like too hard to do that. And now, like one thing is you can have a very complicated graph of thoughts, and they can deal with more complicated scenarios in terms of like the vision that I was talking about. Like actually have an AI agent team as a product team to help you to build a whole product instead of like one by one. So that's we are very excited about. And another thing that I think is more technical is on the caching side, like LLM caching.
Oh yeah.
As if you use AI agent, you will know that the more complicated the task is, like it's a very long like latency. The latency is like a big issue for regular users. But right now we're implementing LLM caching into Questflow, so a lot of things that you have talked about before, or others have talked about before, that will be way faster.
Nice.
So I think Anthropic is doing the same thing, and in multi-agent, we are also exploring the same concept. Yes.
Yeah, I spend like an embarrassing amount of time on caching strategies.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, we should talk more after this.
Oh, awesome. And then for the crypto and blockchain collision, with this is coming a lot of excitement from the markets, and we're bound to see, I think, a lot of things, a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Right. And so, from someone with your level of expertise, what would you suggest people focus in on as like key value areas, and maybe some things that you're not so, maybe some things that people should look out for?
Yeah. I think for us, there are two ways of approaching it, right? Like one is I think the AI agent meme like culture.
Yes.
That's definitely a way of like kind of expanding the scope, because a lot of people don't really know what AI agent is. But if you have a meme token that kind of represent AI agent that people can buy and can participate very easily, and they can earn money from this, then I think that's a way to spread the message. But I think long term, you definitely need like utility on top of the meme, and that's what at least what we are trying to do is, if these AI agents are useful, then the concept of AI is it's a productivity boost. So somehow this AI agent should be able to help you on something, right? Then for us, we're kind of more on the second approach, which is if you have an AI agent team or AI agent swarm that can actually do things for you autonomously, then it kind of generates cash flow automatically for these AI agents. Then there is kind of another way to evaluate different AI agents swarm tokens in a way. So for us, we are more thinking about the second type, but I think first type is still like very valuable because people needs to know like what AI agent is all about.
Totally agree. Yeah, and I think the reservations on the former of people getting really excited about seeing like an account posting tweets, right? Like I get a little bit nervous about that, but at the same time, seeing the impact that it has and knowing that can actually bring in a large audience and you can build a lot of value around that. I am actually pretty excited for it, and I think a lot of that stuff, maybe there will be like a few winners, like the truth terminal, and then the rest people will probably just get like really annoyed and just kind of consider it like spammy.
Same thing I think for like a lot of quote unquote AI chain, because I mean NEAR is definitely one of the first that talk about AI in blockchain, and a lot of others like are talking about the same thing right now because it's a hot topic. But I think you need to pay attention to what they're actually doing like in AI, because adding a concept is really easy in marketing, but what they are doing actually in terms of providing services to different developers, providing SDKs, easier ways to integrate blockchain to AI, all these things, I think NEAR is definitely the top right now.
Couldn't agree more. Awesome, man. Bob, is there anything that you want to make sure we hit on before we wrap up with our interview today?
Yeah, I mean, just check out our products or live, go to questflow.ai, and also we have Twitter, x.com/questflow. Just feel free to follow us and give it a try. And
awesome, man. Bob, thank you so much. Hell of an interview. Cheers, man. Have a great rest of the conference.
Thank you.